It's spring 2024 and a ton of different anime seasons are coming out, but there's one in particular that you need to keep on your watch list, and that is Solo Leveling. From high quality animations to fight scenes that give you goosebumps, all topped off with an immersive storyline, this show has it all. It's a fun fantasy action series that will do more than just keep you glued to the screen. But is this show better than the comic? How often is Jinwoo in danger? More importantly, is Solo Leveling worth your time? Hit that like button for me, and let's find out.
あえてより低いランクで登録をする不正登録者と呼ばれるハンターがいるって。そいつらは往々にして虐殺を趣味にする異常者が多い。
To get things started on the right foot, I'd like to say that this show is nothing short of absolutely incredible. I mean, it's got portals, which are referred to as gates, by the way, dungeons, monsters, hunters categorized among different ranks, and so much more. As for the storyline, I'll go into that in more detail in a later video, but for now, just know that it stars Sung Jinwoo, who's a special hunter, and he grows stronger with every passing minute. This is one story that's filled with twists and turns that'll leave you wondering just what happened, and it's even got those cliffhangers that we all loved but hate to admit it. However, before we get into all that, let's get to know the characters a little better, shall we? Jinwoo, Juhee, and Jinho. These are the three names you need to keep in mind. They're the main characters, and I'll share some info with you about each and every one of them. Let's start with Jinwoo, obviously.
あの兄ちゃんは別名人類最弱兵器なんだ。最弱？最強じゃなくて？ああ、EQ ゲートで怪我して入院するくらいだからな。
Jinwoo is known as the weakest hunter in the world, and through him, we get to learn about the fact that all of a sudden, there are gates that appear, and these gates lead to another world. Now the thing here is that as soon as these gates appeared, people in the world awakened. They gained power and became known as hunters. Their mission? Approach a gate, enter it, and fight and defeat the dungeons and bosses within. Once that is done, they can close the gate and those within it from entering the world. The interesting thing about Jinwoo is that he is one of those characters who is awakened, but his powers don't really seem to exist. This character seems to go through a second awakening, but he still has no powers. Instead, he's given a video game-like quest. I'll keep the quest under wraps so you get an ah moment while watching the anime. But what I will tell you is that he feels sorrow for himself, but despite that, he is quite determined. Now, on to character number 2, Jinho. Let's start with a little bit of backstory. His father is quite wealthy and has his own business known as Yinhu Construction. And being a rich kid, Jinho wants to start his own guild. It won't be too big of a problem for him once he has the two things he needs, money and someone powerful who will stand by his side. He's clearly got the money, but as for the powerful ally, well, that's where Jinwoo comes in. Now the thing is, with Jinwoo, he's reluctant at first, but he does eventually agree to stand by Jinho for personal gain. Why would he do that? Well, you're gonna have to stick around and find out. Back to Jinho. Well, you can think of him as someone who's there to support our protagonist.
兄貴、魔法石お預かりいたしましょうか。お荷物は僕がお運びします。
Alright, and on to the next character, Juhoo Lee. Remember when I said this anime has it all? Well, it's time for love to take over action and adventure. As soon as we are introduced to Juhoo, it becomes obvious that she has a thing for Jinwoo. She's one of those who can go from being tough and cold to soft and sweet pretty quickly. She cares deeply about our protagonist so much that she even puts her own health at risk to save him. I'll share more about that later. Oh, and she does dream of going on dates with him.
ジュヒさん、また一緒になりましたね。
そんなことより何ですかその顔の傷。
まあ、いつもみたいにね。
ほんと気をつけてくださいよ。
Apart from this, she has her own fears and reservations, which I'll leave out so you can uncover them as you watch the anime. I can't really give it all away here, can I? Anyways, coming back on track, Jinwoo being alongside her is what really keeps helping her cope with everything that's going on. Given this, I can truly say that the two are the perfect match for each other in a world filled with portals, superpowers, dungeons, and whatnot. Apart from them, there are other characters in the story including Jinwoo's sister and mother, some other hunters, association members, different guilds, and plenty more. What do you get when you pack them all together? The answer? Solo Leveling, an anime that's packed with action, adventure, compelling narratives, and so much more. Now that you know who the characters are, let's take a look at the storyline.
閉じ込められた。逃げられぬ。死ぬ。 殺される。
Alright, so, solo leveling. Tune in to this anime, and the first thing you see are ants. Well, not just regular ones though. These ants are huge and angry, and they are in attack mode. What makes the story interesting here is that normal weapons aren't effective against these ants. What's needed now are humans with superpowers, and that's Plan B. They are known as hunters, which are ranked as S, A, B, C, D, or E. The unique among them is Jinwoo, who signed up for D rank, but has arisen from the dungeons of E rank. Now I know what you might have heard is what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, but you'll soon learn that this isn't the case with Jinwoo. He has been brutally slaughtered by the monsters in E rank, but now he has come back to the system. It's one that only he can see, and it's the one that's leveling him up in every way possible. What's more? Well, now he is inspired to discover the Secret Service power in the dungeon he spawned from. Yes, the same one where he almost died. If you're thinking about what happens in the rest of the story, well, it's time to stop scratching your head because I'm about to spill the beans. Throughout the land, different portals, referred to as gates, open. Inside them are magical beasts that can only be killed by the hunters. Once the beasts are killed, the hunters close the gates and take any spoils that remain. Riches, sheer aggression, each of the hunters has their reasons. But with Jinwoo, the story is a bit different. He's doing this for his mother and his sister.
にとって DK ダンジョンでも危険だってことは100も承知してる。だけど父さんが失踪して家族の中で働けるのは俺だけ。母さんの治療費がいる。大学受験を控えた妹もいる。
Jinwoo's sister has dreams and aspirations of her own, and his mother is suffering from some kind of disease. His father, well, the story here is a bit cliche, but I'll spell it out for you anyway. He went out for some cigarettes and hasn't come back since. So Jinwoo's the one who's got to put food on the table. Now, as Jinwoo kills his first goblin in rank D, he gets a shard. Soon after, he gets taken down as he's attacked by another, and his dagger breaks down on him. Luckily, Jolie, who knows healing magic, is right around the corner and saves his life. If it weren't for her, the anime would have ended right there. Quite a relief, isn't it? But the dungeon is cleared. Both of them notice something unusual. The time gate isn't closing, so both of them end up fighting a tunnel that leads to a hidden boss room. Now, the interesting thing about solo leveling is that by the end of the first episode, Jinwoo is now all on his own. Remember the system that I mentioned earlier? Jinwoo is now at the mercy of the system. No one knows exactly what it is, but it seems to be leveling him up. As you continue watching the season, you'll find that Jinwoo continues to obey the system and keeps getting stronger. But all of this comes at a cost. If you don't want a sneak peek spoiler, I'd recommend you mute for the next few seconds. The system does help him become a killing machine, but his progress as a hunter costs him his emotions. Now the thing here is that his emotions aren't just lost and can be found again. They're gone, as in gone for good.
人を殺してしまった。人をシステムの命令に従っただけとはいえ、俺は今人を殺したんだ。
All of this killing transforms the way he thinks, which ultimately changes who the character is. The thing is, Jinwoo really doesn't have a way to measure himself. He's just facing every challenge the system throws his way. But the story gets a little more intense when he's unable to keep his secrets hidden for long. Well, to be honest, there really isn't a yes or no answer here, so let's dig a little deeper. At face value, this anime appears to check all of the boxes. Action, adventure, portals, magic, powers, pretty much everything you can think of. And to be honest, it's actually quite a great fantasy action-packed RPG style anime that is perfect if you have some time to kill. Spoiler alert. The only thing is that Jinwoo isn't put into any sort of real danger until the very end. Before that, you'll just be glued to the screen waiting for him to do his thing, and I'll let you know that seeing him do it is worthwhile. The season is only 12 episodes long, but it does have some great moments that will make you fall in love with it. I personally like the human moment Jinwoo experiences during a gauntlet. At this moment, he thinks back to the time when he was called the weakest hunter and was mocked. The time when his powers did come to him after not one, but 2 awakenings. Another moment is when Juhee uses her power to heal him. Believe me when I tell you that this moment is one of those that fits perfectly to the to die for category. Moment number 3? I think it would be the one when Jinwoo and Juhee both enter the gate and make their way to the hidden boss room. Other than this, the great world building ties perfectly into the story and makes it one that'll immerse you within seconds. That being said, it's not all sunshine and rainbows because there are some things that could have been better. For instance, the pacing could have been better, and Jinwoo's personality would have benefited with some work. Nonetheless, the anime does deserve to be added to your watch list. But before you add it to your watch list, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to watch what's popping up on your screen right about now.